IC2 Institute has an interesting genesis. The University of Texas was founded in 1867. The IC2 Institute came into being when Dr. George Kosmetsky joined the university after an illustrious career at Teledyne, where he made a lot of money and retired from Teledyne, and the University of Texas asked him to come to be the dean of the business school. And Dr. Kosmetsky, being a serial entrepreneur, when he arrived, he looked at the great business school that we had, and at the time Austin was the provincial capital. The University of Texas was admittedly a provincial university, some great research being done there. And George said, if we could put together the research that's being done in the research centers in the University of Texas, together with the great business and legal minds here in Austin, the University of Texas, we could create jobs, stem the brain drain, which was becoming a problem, students being educated at the University of Texas and leaving Texas because there weren't jobs in Austin. And we could create some wealth for the innovators who are developing these technologies. And so he went to the Board of Regents of the University of Texas system and he made that presentation. And the board said, George, that's a really interesting idea, but you know, we're a state land grant institution and we educate students and we develop the next generation. And we don't want to get our hands messy with commercialization of technology. We really don't understand that. And George said, that's okay, I'll fund it with my own money. And so George created the IC2 Institute, which is an acronym that stands for Innovation, Creativity, and Capital. So entrepreneurship and innovation has always been in our DNA. It's really part of what we do from the very outset. In 1989, we founded a technology incubator. It was the first and still is the longest running and most successful university incubator in the United States. Just in the last 10 years, the Austin Technology Incubator has generated over $1 billion in economic impact to the state of Texas, primarily in Central Texas, where we're located. It's created over 7,000 jobs, has generated over $20 million in tax revenue to the city, so the city of Austin loves what we do. And more importantly, it's raised $750,000, in excess of $750 million of funding for the companies that have gone through the technology incubator in Austin, Texas. The Global Commercialization Group was founded in the year 2000, really as a pull. The market said, what you're doing in IC2, what you're doing at the Austin Technology Incubator, we want some of that in our countries. And over the last 16 years have been quite successful in implementing programs helping entrepreneurs generate jobs, wealth, and opportunities in over 26 countries. We have a long history with India, with FICCI, and with the government here. Sangeeta mentioned some of the successes that the India Innovation Growth Program that we've done together with Lockheed Martin and FICCI has had. Now we're venturing into an opportunity in Tirupati. What's been interesting to me in my 2 visits so far to Tirupati has been the similarities between where Austin was 40 years ago as a provincial city with a provincial university and some really great educated people, but no job opportunities, and the brain drain was bleeding the area dry. And what's happening today in Tirupati. So we're hoping that we can take a couple hundred years of history as a university, 40 years of history as the IC2 Institute, 16, 17 years in the international arena in 26 other countries, and apply that to business opportunities and technologies in Tirupati. So we're creating, along with FICCI and the government, Technology Business Accelerator, which will be multi-sectorial in nature. Now clearly the University of Texas has strength in renewable energy, in cybersecurity, biosciences, water management, and waste management. And so those will be areas, and by the way, that just so happens to be some issues that the state of Andhra Pradesh is wrestling with. And so we'll bring some expertise in those areas. But we're really casting a much wider net to offer opportunities to innovators who want to come to Tirupati, take advantage of our global footprint, our access to capital, and our experience, and make those companies successful. And I will be in Tirupati for the next 3 years, so it's going to be an exciting adventure. My wife will be joining me, and I'm going to be learning Telugu, and we'll have at it and create companies, jobs, and wealth for the state. So we're looking forward to it.